Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name's Hemingway Jones. You see that typewriter right there? Yes, that one. That typewriter has better handwriting than I do. Now maybe that's not saying much. I don't have the best handwriting, but I thought it would be interesting to both type and write something in about the same amount of time and see how they compare. I also want to tell you a little bit about this typewriter. It's pretty extraordinary. It's called a Torpedo and it types in cursive, which is pretty amazing. So since this is in cursive, one of the great things about this machine is that it's awesome for correspondence. When I was young, my grandmother would write me letters in a machine like this. So it's very comforting to see that stylized cursive handwriting, if you will. Brings back a lot of old memories. So this typewriter has a beautiful Art Deco design. This gorgeous two-tone chrome trim and that amazing logo. It's so cool and so perfectly placed in shiny chrome. Now these keys are plastic, but they feel very warm and they have a nice indentation for your finger. So typing is a pure joy on this machine. So the origins of the Torpedo Typewriter company go all the way back to 1896 when Peter Veal and his brother founded a company that made bicycles, and more specifically bicycle tires that became known as torpedo wheels. So the company began to produce typewriters proper in 1906 out of their German factory. In 1931, the majority of the shares of the company were bought by Remington Rand. So that's why you see co-branding between Remingtons and Torpedoes. During the war, the company was destroyed by Allied bombing, but shortly after it resumed production of typewriters, office machines, motorcycles, and even mopeds. Now by the late 1950s, most of their production was involved with typewriters since they were more profitable. Now this example we see here is from 1960. And it has a very interesting and very beautiful cursive typeface. In 1966, the Remington Rand Company moved the production of these typewriters to Holland. That changed the character of Torpedo forever. Although some models were produced after, their glory days were far behind them. So I'm going to be using my trusty Montblanc 149 with Diamine Oxblood ink against the Torpedo typewriter. We have a nice package of vintage typewriter paper we're going to use today. Let's get started. The first thing you do is release the carriage lock right here. So now the carriage can move, which is of course very important. This has a really nice grain and look at those lines. It's a very nice paper. It's got a nice weight to it too. So we're going to take this, and there's a guide right here. So I'm going to push it up against there, make sure it's kind of flat, and then roll it through. Now one thing nice about this is it has this plastic here so you can kind of see if you're straight or not. And it is mostly straight, but just to get it perfect, you match it up like this. So once you make these corners totally match and square, it's completely straight. Now we roll this back down. Double check it, looks pretty good. Now the next thing that's important is to check your margins. You want to be about an inch away from the edge of the paper. That side looks fine. Actually, this side looks fine too. Let's run through some of these keys. This is your shift, which turns these into capitals. You can also lock down your shifts in case you want to write angry letters and type everything in capitals. This machine has an exclamation point because it types in cursive, and you can't use an apostrophe and a period on a cursive machine to make an exclamation point. This is your backspace. It's mechanical, so you can actually hear it. This right here is your margin release. Now it's a very enjoyable experience to type on this machine. It is manufactured in Germany and it has excellent craftsmanship. It has some of the snappiest keys you can find on any typewriter. It is extremely responsive and very fast. Combine this with one of the most beautiful typefaces out there. Now, the Montblanc Meisterstuck 149 is an extraordinary pen. It is a very
comfortable pen to use due to its slightly oversized size. And it features one of the most responsive, one of the most smooth nibs available on any pen at any price. So this all adds up to an extraordinary writing experience. Nevertheless, I am no machine and no match for the gorgeous typeface of that Torpedo.
Okay, so I actually ran out of space on the page, so already the advantage goes to the typewriter. Typewriters don't run out of space like that. My lines are all over the place, but I tried to do it in the same amount of time and I did my best. Do I stand a chance? I don't think I do. So here's the results. And did anybody actually think I had a chance?
In comparison to my terrible handwriting, this Torpedo typewriter has a beautiful cursive font.
So what's so great about typing? Well, one of the things is that it's more of a physical activity because you actually have to use your hands to form the words. Now, I know you do that on a computer keyboard as well, but the difference is that your different pressures actually affect how the letter shows on the page. You can just get some variation, and that variation is part of the charm. I mean, even some of the mistakes you make can be really charming. Sort of that distinctive stuff, the stuff that's a little bit more quirky that makes it interesting. And besides, who wouldn't want to receive a letter like this? I mean, it's so pretty, it's so interesting. So why typewriters? Well, I'm not going to give you all these, it's unplugged and you can take it anywhere and it can't be hacked and all of that. The bottom line is, typewriters are fun. It slows you down, it has you thinking a little bit more about how you write, and the things you produce are beautiful and people are happy to receive them. So you should consider picking up a typewriter for yourself. They're not that hard to find. Try Craigslist, try a yard sale, and don't spend more than $50. You'll get a lot of enjoyment out of it. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a like, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the Cursive Typewriter and what else you'd like to see in future videos. Also, subscribe for more content and please pass this along to someone else who you think might enjoy it. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you again soon.